Today we're doing a little watch me work on some small triangle knotless braids from start to finish. I'm even going to show you how to keep these triangles connected at the top of the head. Yeah, I know y'all be getting hung up on that. If you want a detailed look on the products, tools, and parting, make sure you stay tuned. So of course we have to start by prepping the hair. We're doing the classic 1B color and the length is mid-back. The hair we're using is the Expressions pre-stretch braiding hair. I'm using two different lengths. The 42-inch will be for the bottom of the head and the 52-inch will be for the top of the head. To prep the hair, I put the 52-inch on the left side of the rack and the 42-inch on the right side of the rack. What you don't want to do is put the hair you need for the top of the head at the bottom of the rack, because if you find yourself needing a longer piece, you don't want smaller pieces overlapping the piece you need. You want to be able to access the size you need quickly. I'm going to start by parting the head into 4 workable sections. The first section will be the crown from temple to temple. Then I'm going to connect a part from the top of each ear, then split that down the middle to create 2 sections. The last section will be from the top of the ear to the nape of the neck. For a full detail on this breakdown, make sure you check out the Parting 101 video right here. In the parting video, I also explain for symmetrical triangles, it's beneficial to also start with your first row with an odd number, like 3, 5, or 7. For the size braids we're doing today, I'm going to start my first row with 5 triangles, and you will see why this is important when I move to the next row. With triangles, I also start from the middle and work my way outward, just like boxers or bricklay. Since I will be working by myself today, I'm going to braid each braid down as I move along, instead of starting her base then finishing the ends last. I find I move faster this way when I'm working alone. Moving along to the second row, I'm going to use the first row as my guide by connecting the tips of the triangles together. If you also remember, I work from the middle out because sometimes the distance from each side can be different, especially if the hairlines don't match on each side. Since I'm using the middle triangle as a guide, essentially my second row should have at least 7 triangles. I started with 5 and then I'm going to have 7 as I connect and move outward. When I move to the third row, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to start with the middle triangle and then work my way outward. Since I do this so often, I know that it takes me about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes to complete each of the 4 sections. So that should round me out to about 4 to 5 hours. So for the next 2 sections, I'm going to break them down into 3 rows. It helps to complete each side individually. That way all I have to do is connect both sides. This helps because if you try to part from one side to the other, it can be difficult to see if the line is moving up or down or if it's straight. Now to the top of the head, which is where a lot of people tend to get hung up. I know it can be hard because I used to get hung up too, especially when the head shapes vary from person to person. But I've developed a plan, so never fear. Here's a standard way you can keep the triangle symmetrical and connected. What I've done here is I've split that section right down the middle. Then I created a middle triangle connecting to the last row. Since we started with an odd number of triangles, you should always have a middle one on each row to work from. Your section should now look a lot like this. Now on each side, I'm going to part the hair straight towards the front using the points at the bottom of the middle triangle. This will create 4 rows, 2 on each side. Now that I have my map, I'm going to continue connecting my triangles as usual, using the bottom rows as my guide. Y'all know I have a bunch of videos on how to start a knotless braid, but here's just a little bit of that handwork for your viewing pleasure. When I get to the last row, I'm not going to braid the row all the way down. I'm going to start the braids off, then go ahead and set the roots with the sculpting foam. You can use whatever works for you. My current fave is the Tropical Roots brand. While the foam is setting and drying, I finish off the last row. This is another trick to save time. If I wait to the end to do all of this, I'd be spending more time waiting for the foam to dry. At least by the time I get to the end now, it's halfway dry and I can top it off with a blow dry if needed. Another time-saving tip is to start your water kettle before you finish. I will typically start it when I get to the last 3 braids. That way, as soon as I'm finished, my water is ready and the transition is seamless. No waiting around. After dipping her ends, I'm going to set the rest of her hair with the Vigorol setting mousse. This will help tame her natural hair and reduce frizz and flyaways. To even everything up at the end, I always trim downward with a straight razor. If you cut straight across, you risk cutting through a braid and it will unravel. For the last step, I'm going to spray her scalp and her braids with this braid spray by Tropical Roots to seal in moisture and add some shine. I like this particular product because it is a lightweight oil mix. Using heavy oils can contribute to faster buildup. So that's it for the video today, you guys. Here's the final look. Knotless braids this size will typically last from 6 to 8 weeks and up to 3 months with touch-ups. If you've learned something new, leave what you've learned in the comments below. And if you have any tips for the rest of us, add those in the comments below as well. We are all here to help and support each other. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching today. If you are new here, please consider subscribing for detailed videos just like this each and every week. Hit that like button on your way out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!